Catch your breath for a moment and ponder this. What if our oceans started boiling overnight? It's an absurd thought, isn't it? It almost feels like something out of a science fiction novel, like a plot twist that the author uses to send his world spiraling into chaos. But let's indulge this peculiarity for a moment. Let's dive into this nightmarish conjecture and examine it as a hypothetical situation. The oceans, as we know, cover about 70% of our planet. They are by far the largest bodies of water, housing millions of species and contributing significantly to the biodiversity of our planet. Imagine these vast expanses of water suddenly transforming into simmering cauldrons, sending clouds of steam into the atmosphere. The first consequence that comes to mind is the immediate impact on marine life. The sudden rise in temperature would be catastrophic for the millions of species that call the oceans their home. Massive catastrophic die-offs would take place. Countless species of fish, mollusks, crustaceans, and marine mammals would perish in the boiling waters. Coral reefs, the rainforests of the ocean, would bleach and die off, causing a loss of habitat for countless other creatures. Entire ecosystems that depend on the oceanic food chain would collapse. Now, consider the atmospheric effects. The steam generated would contribute to an intensification of the global greenhouse effect. The world's climate would become more volatile, with extreme weather events becoming the order of the day. Massive storms, fueled by the extra heat and moisture, would ravage coastal areas. In terms of human impact, coastal cities would be the hardest hit. The boiling seas would cause uncontrollable and devastating floods. Economies heavily reliant on the fishing industry would collapse. Sea travel would become virtually impossible, disrupting global trade. The impact on tourism would be enormous, as popular beach destinations would be rendered uninhabitable and dangerous. Then there's the question of drinkable water. With the oceans boiling, the freshwater supply would be severely compromised. This would lead to a global water crisis. Countries worldwide would face severe droughts, leading to a drastic increase in food prices and potential famines. The psychological impact on humanity would also be profound. The sight of boiling oceans would be a harsh reminder of our vulnerability to forces beyond our control. A deep sense of dread would pervade our societies, spreading fear and panic. But it's important to remember that this is just a thought experiment, a peculiar hypothesis. We have the power to prevent such catastrophic scenarios by taking care of our planet and nurturing its resources. We can ensure the preservation of marine life, the stability of our climate, and the safety of our coastal cities. It is within our power to make a difference. So take a deep breath, reflect on this unsettling idea, and understand its implications. Use it as a motivation to contribute positively to our planet's well-being, because the world as we know it would change drastically, and the effects would be far-reaching. Let's dive into the science behind this intriguing, hypothetical scenario. But first, we need to grasp the enormity and sheer volume of water we're referring to when we talk about the Earth's oceans. To provide a clearer understanding, our planet's oceans hold an astonishing 1 billion cubic kilometers of water. That's an overwhelming and almost unimaginable amount, so massive that it is hard to visualize. To put it in better perspective, imagine the Grand Canyon, one of the most massive and majestic wonders of the world. Now imagine having to fill not one, not two, but 1 billion of these enormous canyons. That's the volume of water we are talking about. Monumental, isn't it? And that's only getting started. If our goal was to theoretically boil all water, hypothetically speaking of course, we'd require an astronomical, perhaps even unfathomable amount of heat energy. To comprehend the magnitude of heat required, we first need to understand the standard temperature of the ocean. The average temperature of the world's oceans on any given day is around a chilly 4 degrees Celsius. However, to boil water, we need to raise its temperature significantly, all the way up to a boiling point of 100 degrees Celsius. That's a vast temperature difference of 96 degrees. Picturing that, the significance of the challenge we are becomes more evident. The task of attempting to heat up 1 billion cubic kilometers of water by 96 degrees is colossal. But what does this mean in terms of energy? The energy required to accomplish such a feat would be monumental. In fact, it would be so immense that it would be equivalent to the energy released by the detonation of an atomic bomb. But we are not talking about just one atomic bomb. Oh no, we're talking about billions upon billions of atomic bombs. Just imagine, if you will, a cascade of atomic explosions, one after the other, ceaseless and unending. Each blast releasing an enormous amount of heat energy, enough to melt cities and reshape landscapes. And yet, even after billions upon billions of these cataclysmic explosions, we would just about have enough energy to boil the Earth's oceans. This comparison serves to illustrate the sheer scale and enormity of the energy required. It underscores the monstrous amount of heat energy necessary to even theoretically boil the world's oceans. It paints a vivid picture of a cataclysmic event of unimaginable proportions. So, when we talk about boiling the Earth's oceans, know that we are not just dealing with a large pot on a stove. We're talking about an event of astronomical proportions, requiring an equally astronomical amount of energy. The energy required would be immense, equivalent to the energy released by the detonation of billions upon billions of atomic bombs. Now, let's move on to the effects. The initial and most immediate impact to be observed would be the catastrophic extinction of a significant portion of marine life. When we speak of marine life, we refer to an enormous variety of organisms that survive and thrive in the depths of our oceans. These range from the infinitesimal plankton, the backbone of the marine ecosystem, to the majestic whales that rule the sea. All of them are invaluable parts of this biodiverse system. Unfortunately, these creatures, in their vast majority, are not adapted to survive in high-temperature environments, let alone boiling water. Imagine for a moment the boiling as an enormous pot, wherein the thriving marine life is subjected to unbearable heat. From the microscopic organisms that just about manage to be visible to the naked eye, to the leviathans that roam the open oceans, none would be spared. The marine ecosystem, a beautiful and complex web of life, would disintegrate and collapse almost instantly, a site of unimaginable devastation. Next on this disturbing list of impacts would be the enormous amount of steam that would be released into our atmosphere owing to the boiling oceans. This is not just any steam, but steam produced from the entirety of Earth's water bodies, an amount beyond comprehension. Such a significant influx of steam would inevitably lead to a rapid increase in atmospheric pressure. What does this pressure increase mean, you ask? It means a shift in our weather patterns, and not a pleasant one. Our weather, a system of exquisite complexity and balance, would be thrown into complete chaos. We'd be witnessing storms of previously unimaginable intensity, hurricanes that would make even the worst of our recorded storms seem like a gentle breeze. These would be storms fueled by the incredible increase in atmospheric pressure, storms like we've never seen before. But it doesn't stop there. The increased water vapor would also create a powerful greenhouse effect. Water vapor, a seemingly innocent byproduct of daily life, is actually a potent greenhouse gas. With a sudden and massive increase of it in the atmosphere due to the boiling oceans, the Earth's climate would change drastically. It would warm at a pace and to levels unprecedented in recorded history. This rapid global temperature increase could make the Earth uninhabitable for most species, including us, humans. Finally, as if all these catastrophic events weren't enough, the boil-off of the oceans would drastically alter the Earth's surface. The land currently hiding beneath sea level, unseen by human eyes, would suddenly be exposed. It would appear as if new continents were birthed overnight, and the world's geography would be reshaped in ways that we can only guess. It's a change so radical, so drastic, that it's hard to predict. In short, if our oceans started boiling overnight, it would be a cataclysm of epic proportions. The marine ecosystem would collapse, the weather would become violently unpredictable, the Earth's climate would heat up dramatically, and the world's geography would be radically altered. So, while it's an interesting thought experiment, let's hope our oceans never start boiling. The idea is quite intriguing, isn't it? An entire world where the ocean's serene and tranquil blue is replaced with a tempestuous, boiling froth. It's a startling vision that starkly contrasts the calming image we hold of our planet's vast bodies of water. The consequences, needless to say, would be nothing short of catastrophic. Imagine the immediate impact on marine life, the ecosystem that relies on the ocean's cooling embrace for survival. From the tiniest plankton to the gargantuan blue whale, every creature would feel the devastating effects of the boiling sea. Complex food chains would be disrupted, leading to a ripple effect that would reach far beyond the ocean's edge. But the death of marine life would be just the tip of the iceberg. The rippling effects would extend to the millions of people who depend on the ocean for their livelihood. The fishing industry would collapse, impacting economies worldwide. Coastal communities that rely on would see their sources of income dry up as the beaches become desolate and the sea too dangerous to venture into. The impact on the world's climate would also be profound. The oceans act as vast carbon sinks, absorbing a significant portion of the greenhouse gases we produce. A boiling ocean would drastically reduce this ability, leading to a rapid rise in global temperatures. Extreme weather patterns, rising sea levels, and more frequent and intense natural disasters would become the norm, impacting all life on Earth. As we delve deeper into this exploration, we begin to see that our oceans are more than just bodies of water. They are complex, vibrant ecosystems teeming with life. They are the lifeblood of our planet, driving climatic patterns and providing sustenance to billions of organisms, including us humans. To truly understand their significance, we need to look beyond their surface and marvel at the intricate web of life that they support. To respect our oceans is to respect life itself. Every wave that crashes onto the shore, every creature that calls the ocean home, every drop of seawater, they all play a crucial role in maintaining of our planet. To turn a blind eye to their plight is to gamble with the very survival of life as we know it. So let's appreciate them, cherish them, and do everything in our power to protect them. Let's strive to understand better how they function, so we can protect them more effectively. Let us work to reduce pollution, limit overfishing, and combat climate change, all of which pose significant threats to our oceans. We have a collective responsibility towards our oceans. It's not just about the marine life that lives there, or the people whose livelihood depends on them. It's about the air we breathe, the climate we live in, and the future we want for our children. After all, the future of our planet depends on it. It's time we start treating our oceans with the respect they deserve, for they are the lifeblood of our planet. If we want to ensure a sustainable future, we must turn our attention to the oceans and act before it's too late.